Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 3. Really, really good work on Module 2. I was really happy with your evoking the story assignments, and I'm glad you got in and got to give each other some positive feedback on that. I'll be giving you each some individual feedback on that, so that is coming. Hope everything's going well with the language investigation packet. I know that you're getting the concepts of the narrative because of your stories, the way you did that assignment. So, and we can when we meet next Saturday, if there are specific questions you're having in that, you can flag them and bring them up. Okay, let me show you. Most of you probably already had a peek at Module 3. I just made a few revisions. And so basically what you're doing is you are moving on, doing very similar things that you did with analyzing the narrative genre. You're going to now do that with the informing genres. And this is basically the family of informing genres, the recount, procedures, explanations, and reports. And also thinking about teaching as well with this here. And so on that topic of thinking about implications for teaching, this is a really, really good reading that I have for you for this week. And it shows how a particular teacher is implementing the genre pedagogy that you are practicing in your language investigations. Okay, so for that, I'm going to have you read that, and this is the rest of that chapter that you had in Module 2. So that's there, and that is specifically the genres you're working on this week. So after doing the reading, you're going to post on our discussion forum, and the discussion board is actually open now, so you actually do not have to wait to get your first post in if you want to do that over the weekend. But please, everyone, have your initial post by Tuesday. Then the goal is for you to respond to 2 or 3 of your classmates' threads. And then you're going to want to kind of do some back and forth and complete on Friday. Let me show you what that looks like. So that is down here. And basically it's just blank here because no one has posted a thread yet. And to do that, you create a thread. And it's got the prompt here. It's the same prompt that's on that module page. Put the subject to your thread, and then this is where you're going to do your initial post. So good idea to type it out in a Word document and then kind of post it in there. We're just looking for like half a page just to get going, and basically what you're kind of taking from this, what you're noticing. And there's some kind of questions. I mean, it's a pretty open-ended one. What has been most meaningful to you thus far? And again, and relating also to that reading. So there's that. And then the other, there's more work in the LIP. There's a lot of work this week, and as I said, then we're going to start to taper off. The other assignment here is the story writing assignment, and I created this last year because it's really difficult to think about how you're going to teach and get really into genre without actually writing a story yourself. It's a really good way to kind of really understand the stages and phases. And so we did this last year. It worked really, really well as an assignment. And so there's more than 2 parts to it. So we're going to actually do analysis on your story as well. And I'll tell you about that next week. But let me show you. You can kind of read here kind of my thoughts on why we're doing this. What the 2 parts are, and this is going in as a blog. You are going to be able to see other people's stories. To add when it's time to add yours, you do create blog entry. So I wrote a story last year for this, and so my story is here. And the story now, mine is much longer than you need to do. I had a hard time. I wanted to do a little fiction story, and I really had a hard time with length. So I might kind of work on editing that as part of the work for this class. So you're going to post your story there. Now this, again, as I said, this is a fiction story about this naked mole rat named Nell. But a lot of people last year just did kind of personal narrative sorts of things. And most stories were like 1 page. So somebody wrote about like a bear. Somebody wrote about, you know, kind of different things that kind of happened in their life. So you don't have to do fiction. You can do fiction if you want. And again, you don't have to, it doesn't need to be very long. So this is longer than you definitely need to do. So after you write it, then you're going to do the analysis. And you know how to do this analysis. So, because you did this for your last assignment. So that is that story and what you need to do with that. So again, you can take a look there. And let's just go back and just kind of see what else. There is also a quiz this week, and that is coming. It's not posted yet, but that'll be available on Monday. And so and it'll just show up here. So if it's not there, then the quiz hasn't been posted yet. I just need to get my tech person to help me with that. So the quiz will be there. And then we are on campus next week. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, and bring in your story. Bring in like a hard copy of your story because we're going to do some analysis with that. Okay, so let me know if there are any questions, and I will see you next week.